Okay guys, it's time for another one of these Habs news update thingamajiggies. And in today's video, we're going to take a look at all the injury updates. We're going to do a little tank update because, some things have changed. And we'll talk about a Habs prospect that has been on absolute fire lately. And more. But first, before we begin, if you're a fan of the Habs or just watching burgers get thrown onto the ice, then please consider subscribing to my channel, as I upload a ton of hockey content and would really enjoy having some more of you grasshoppers tag along for the ride. Now, let's get the dirty old injury updates out of the way first, because Big Joe Edmondson is back. That's right. Edmundson took part in his very first practice yesterday with a no-contact jersey, okay? Which means, roughing him up is back on the menu. Romanov, don't get any ideas. He's looking good. He's going to be joining the team on their upcoming Western road trip, although Marty McFly or Marty St. Louis, whichever you prefer, would confirm that he's not going to be suiting up and playing in the game against the Winnipeg Jets tonight. However, I do have a hunch that we're going to get to see him play one of the games in Alberta, and it is going to be cool to see Edmundson back in action. Now, a little bit of a side note here. Edmundson did suffer quite a few setbacks trying to get back into game shape. He had a back injury, and we all know how weird those are. It's not fun. So let's hope he's not rushing back too soon or anything like that.
Hockey Junkie.
Moving on, another player that was at practice yesterday was Cedric Paquette. Remember him? He was all smiles, things were grand. Right up until he blocked a shot and needed to be helped off the ice. So, for those of you listeners who are Cedric Paquette super fans, because I know you're out there, it looks like he's sidelined yet again. Jeez, the guy can't catch a break. Last thing of note here, Christian Dvorak was skating on his own today, which I guess is a sign of improvement. And that wraps up the injury updates. So let's turn the page, shall we, and take a look at the tank update. The Montreal Canadiens are now on a 5-game winning streak. Yeah, you heard that right, a 5-game winning streak. And while that may sound as good as a bologna sandwich right now, it does in fact do some damage, okay? The Canadiens have moved up a notch in the standings. They pulled ahead of the craptacular Arizona Coyotes. But shh, don't worry. Don't worry, John Lou. Because even if they don't get to pick Shane Wright first overall, who, just so happens to be heating up a lot lately, there are still many notable candidates within the top 5. Like Matthew Savoy, Jimmy Kimmel's kid, Joachim, Slavkovsky, Vladimir Putin, he's been climbing the charts, and with slick moves like these at the ripe age of 106, he's got all the tools. Look at that. The goaltender stops that puck, and he's probably eating cyanide for supper. On to some more news. Speaking of prospects and young guns, how about Joshwah? Or, as I like to call him, Joshwah. He's been tearing up the charts in the QMJHL. He leads the league. The guy has 73 points in 37 games. He's only 18 years old. And get this, he was a 5th round draft pick in the 2021 draft by the Canadiens. And this is one of these guys that can turn out to be an absolute steal. From what I've been reading, through the grapevine, there seems to be a lot of people thinking right now that if the 2021 draft was redone, our boy, Joshwah, would probably go in the 1st round. Whoa. So keep an eye on him, because he's on fire. Now, back to the Habs. We all know Marty St. Louis has been having a really, really positive impact on the team. Since he's been here, a lot of the players that were playing like two-legged dogs for the first half of the season are now off to the races, and they're starting to come back to life. Jeff Petrie would explain to the media yesterday that it's such a positive atmosphere right now with St. Louis around. And he's brought the joy back to coming to the rink. And this newfound bromance didn't stop just there, because Marty St. Louis would also throw a compliment Jeff Petrie's way. He would say that Petrie's been playing some really good hockey since old Marty came to town. Shucks, that's all beautiful. Really brings a tear to my eye. But yeah, sorry Petrie, but goodbye. Now, one guy that I would never boot down a slide on the Canadiens roster right now is Nick Suzuki. Suzuki is yet again another one of these players that is really heating up as of late. He's putting up a lot of points, and not only that, but he's been a beast at the face-off dot. Once upon a time, this was an area that gave him a little bit of trouble, but not right now. Suzuki would admit that he's got a lot of confidence going on right now, and he feels like he can win a face-off against pretty much anyone, even him. And you gotta love that. That's good stuff. I don't know about you guys, but I keep forgetting that Suzuki is just 22 years old. Like, holy shit, it already seems like he's a veteran. His statistics are off a little bit this year when you compare him to last year, but overall, when you look at the team's play, you can't really complain. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section. Last but not least, as we're all aware, Ben Sherratt's name has been plastered on every trade rumor site known to mankind, and with the Toronto Maple Leafs losing Jake Muzzin recently, we may see high school dropout Kyle Dubas make more of a push towards Ben Sherratt. The Leafs only have a couple of million in cap space. Apparently, they're after a defenseman, and cap-wise, Ben Sherratt comes at a fairly cheap cost. Now, I'm not sure if there's a deal to be made here. There's been talks about the Leafs being interested in Ben Sherratt even before Muzzin went down, but now that he is down, I'd keep an extra eye on these greasy bastards, because they may just be the team that adds Big Ben. Anyway guys, that does it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed. If you didn't, I hope you get fiberglass in your armpits. Don't forget to slap around the like button a little bit. And hey, I'll see you next time.